Hey guys, this is Joy back again with another video. I just wanted to say thank you again for tuning in. It means a lot. I appreciate all of the likes, the shares, and the subscribes. It means the world. So today's video, I kind of wanted to talk about a subject that I mentioned when I first started making these narcissistic videos. I wanted to talk about narc moms and their daughters, and I'm sure you guys know why I mentioned this in another video. I had an aunt that I lived with for 5 years when I lived in Los Angeles. She was a narcissist, and I think my mom might have been a narcissist, and this is my first time telling this to you guys, or I may have talked about it, but I don't really think that my mom really, I always felt like she liked my brother better than me. And I felt like when it came to me, like she loved me, but she loved me in only the way that she knew. And it wasn't good enough for me, which I get because her mom probably didn't love her the way she needed to. So there's no way she's going to be able to love me more than what she knows or give more than what she has ever experienced. So I get that, and I've come to terms with that. And, you know, but like I said, I always just had this weird relationship with her. Like, I just felt like she liked my brother better. Maybe, I don't know if because I don't really look like my mom. I look like my dad more. I don't know if that was what it was or what, but I don't know. But my aunt, on the other hand, I was pretty much raised around her in Delaware. I remember, like, for Thanksgiving and holiday functions, even though I don't celebrate that stuff now, but I would go, me and all the family would go to her house because she was a really good cook. Like, we would have Thanksgiving over there. We would have Christmas over there. We would have Halloween. We would go over there. And this was like a every year type of deal, you know. So she pretty much knew me. Like, we grew up around, me and my brother, we grew up around, like, going to her house all the time. And I was really close with her sons. But I don't know, I remember one time when we were still in Delaware and something had happened, and I remember my grandma, which I think she might have been a narcissist too. She's no longer alive, bless her soul. But I felt like she was always like comparing me and my brother to my aunt and her sons. And she tried to make it seem like they were better because they lived in a better neighborhood. Because my dad, he lived in town, and he was a single parent, you know, because my mom wasn't really around. And he was doing the best that he could, but I always felt like my grandma would always be comparing. And it made me feel bad because I was just like, well, why do we have to feel bad? Because, I mean, they're on their own journey. So that doesn't mean that we're better or worse. You know what I mean? So maybe that's where my aunt may have gotten that from. But I definitely felt it when I lived with her because I remember after my brother got murdered, we went to the funeral. It was in Delaware. And I remember I met her, and she was just so excited, so happy to see me. It was great. And by the way, her son, he deleted me on Facebook. So I don't know if they saw this video, the video that I made before, or she said something, or I don't know. But I know he deleted me on Facebook. And I understand because I know she's probably saying all this stuff, the smear campaign. But yeah, so she was really happy to see me, and she's like, yeah, I'd love to have you come out to California with me. And so I went out, and the first year was great. I got everything that I wanted. I was like the golden child. I went to Disneyland. Yeah, I went to school and everything. And it's interesting because her son, because at the time I was 17, I want to say he was like in his 30s, and he was still living at home. You know, I'm not here to judge because everybody is going through what they're going through, but everybody has their own life experience and things that they're going through. I'm not a saint, but I'm just saying, like, I felt like as the more I was living there, she was expecting a lot from me, and I didn't think that was fair because I'm like, I'm my own individual person, and I don't think that you should put what you think that I should do on to me. That's not right, because that means that I don't have my own mind and I can't think for myself. I can't be myself. I have to be something that you want me to be, and that's not right to me. And because I remember I graduated from high school, and my grandma, which was her mom, she died in 2007. But I remember she told me after my grandma died, she said that she told her that she wanted for Joy to go to college and graduate from college. And I was thinking, like, yeah, that's a good idea. But I was like, well, you could want that for me, but if if I didn't feel right, or if I didn't feel like I was learning anything in college, or maybe there was a better way, I would be okay with that. But she was just so like wanting me to do that. And I remember I did drop out of college, and I felt bad at first, and I remember I told her, and she really didn't care, and that should have been a red flag. I mean, but it is what it is. But I don't know, yeah, I dropped out, and but I feel like I've done like so much better. That I feel like I've learned so much about myself, and I'm not in college debt. Yeah, but I feel like I was wasting time. I wasn't learning anything because I was originally going to school for music production, and I probably made the mistake. I probably should have went to a music production school that was specific for that, because I went to just a regular college, and I was fooled because the school, with the way that they advertised it online, they made it seem like it was this nice college, like they had all this equipment, we was going to get assistance from the teachers, hands-on experience. I went there, it was like 12 people in the class, this beat up equipment. The teacher just graduated from the class, so he was only talking to the people that he knew. He didn't give a crap about the new students, didn't care about teaching us anything. I learned more on YouTube than I did in the classroom. You know, and it was just all a bunch of crap. And I saw that, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I could be making money. I could be saving up, stacking up. You feel me? So, yeah, I ended up quitting. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, like, narcissistic moms and their daughters. So, like I said, I was abused by her. Some of the things that I experienced, and like I said, I mentioned this in the other video, I always felt like she was comparing herself to me constantly. I felt like if I had an idea, she would always put it down. Like question it or make me think like, why would I think that way? And she would always make me like not want to feel my feelings, or like if I told her like I feel this way about something, she would like, oh, you shouldn't feel that way, and that's not correct. Like, people, we're humans, like we're gonna have feelings. It's like you shouldn't deny us a certain type of feeling if that's the way what's going on inside of you. That's your experience. You are entitled to feel that way. You know what I mean? You shouldn't like say, no, don't feel that way because of it's making me feel a certain type of way, make me feel bad about myself. No, like, you know what I mean? But and she would like constantly compare her sons to me, and they were like way older, like they're men and I'm a female, you know what I mean? Like, so there's no reason to compare me to them at all, you know? And like she would be like, oh, well, so-and-so goes to the gym. Where's your muscles at? And then, or she would say something like, she asked me to mop the floor, and I'd mop it. And it wasn't like perfect, but you could tell it was mopped. And she'd look and be like, oh, it doesn't look like it was mopped. Like something like that, like a smart comment. Or the dishes, or maybe they wasn't perfect, but I did them. And she was like, oh, I see a spot. Like, if you want to clean it, go ahead and re-clean it. But I did the best that I could. You know what I mean? And by the way, I never was really taught how to clean at like growing up, because I grew up with my dad, like, and my dad, he cleaned, but he didn't really show me personally how to clean up. I've learned now, but it's just like, she didn't even ask me that. But eventually she showed me the ways to clean, but it was just like, you know, she was just very critical of me, and that's how narcissists are. And then I remember one time for Thanksgiving, we had got into it, and what happened? I was cleaning, and then I accidentally slammed the counter door. I didn't do it on purpose. Maybe she probably thought I did it because I was mad, but I slammed it. She was like, "Don't slam the door," and I said I didn't. It wasn't on purpose or something. And then later on she called me down for Thanksgiving dinner, and I was just thinking like, okay, this is weird. And I remember another time when I used to eat meat, I was like learning she was teaching me how to cook chicken strips from scratch, and I was learning, and then I guess I wasn't doing it the way that she was wanting to me, and she was like, turn the damn thing, like she like yelled at me, and then I basically did it the way that was opposite of what she was telling me. And then her son was there at the time, and he was like, Joy, like, you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. But in my mind I was thinking like, she's abusive. And she wasn't just abusing me, she was also abusive to her sons. She was abusive to her husband, and I feel bad like for her husband and her sons. Like, I'm so happy I'm out of there. Even when I was telling my friends about this experience, they all sided with me. They was like, we understand, like, because I remember I had one or two of my friends, they came by and they visited, And they was just like, Joy, like, something is up with her. Like, she's not really friendly. She's not really, you know what I mean? Like, wasn't really welcoming, which I get because you don't know them like that, but you shouldn't be giving them a side, like, weird eye. But anyway, because the thing is with narcissists and their mom, the narcissistic mothers, they don't want their daughters to have friends like that because they want to control them, and the narcissistic mothers see the daughters as extensions. So you have to be the best, and if not, then they don't accept it, or they'll abandon you, you know, which is what happened to me. I got abandoned. And in a way, I'm happy, though, because I feel like she was trying to control me and wanted to turn me into something that she wanted me to be. And I didn't accept that because I am who I am. I love being myself. I don't want to change for anybody. I don't want to do something to please somebody else, but I'll be miserable. That's not normal, everybody, if you're listening. Be yourself. Be yourself, no matter what, okay? And then I remember, like, a couple times she invited me out to, like, hang out with her sister and then I guess their friends. And I was the only young one there. And I felt like they was trying to, like, bully me and say, oh, everybody in here is something. Everybody in here understands. They was like, oh, yeah, Joy, this, that, or something. Because I was the youngest one. And I guess older people just do that anyways, but you know, they were just basically saying, like, I'm the youngest, and I don't know. It just felt weird. I felt like I was intruding, and it was just an interesting feeling. But the day that I knew that I was done with her, it was Christmas time. It was like 2014 or 15. And she was pretending like she wanted to buy me something for Christmas. And we went to the mall, and she was asking me about my life, which my life is my life, and it doesn't have to be a specific way. Like, I'm on my journey, I'm growing, I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm not here to please anybody. And I was telling her things that I had planned, and she was shutting it down, making it seem like it was stupid, it was a bad idea. And I told her, and before I mentioned, I said, the things that you've done in the past and the things that you said, I said, I didn't appreciate that, and it made me feel bad. And she was saying, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. It wasn't a sincere apology. Like, I've heard people apologize to me before, and not that I expected it, but if I have something on my mind and I feel a certain way, I'm going to express it, because growing up, I learned that that was bad to say how you really feel and stuff like that. But as I'm growing older, like, you don't hold stuff in, especially if you're feeling it. You should express it in a way that's logical, you know, but you still need to express how you're feeling, because nobody's going to know, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I want to change anybody. I'm just saying, like, I'm acknowledging that I'm feeling this way, and I need to understand, like, I need to remove myself from the situation, or they should, I don't know, or either or. But anyway, so I was telling her these things. And at the time, because we were, like, looking for a parking spot, and I told her, I said I wanted to go home because I didn't feel comfortable. And she was starting to get happy, because narcissists get happy when you get upset. You know, that's that narcissistic supply. So she was like, okay, I got her. And then I finally agreed to go inside, even though she was pretending that she wanted to buy me something. She didn't buy me anything, because I ended up saying, like, I can get it on my own. Like, I don't need your help. And she didn't like that. She wanted, because when she bought me something, that meant that she can still control my life. She could still have some sort of control over, like, she could still dictate what I'm going to do. Because if I would have let her buy me something, that's what she was thinking. So if I said, no, I got it, then she has no control. She can't say anything about my life, no matter how it looked to her, you know? And so we're walking through the mall, just looking around, and then but before she's explaining to me, like, you know, she said that she was bullied by her brother, like, growing up, and that made her feel bad. So I guess she was basically explaining to me why she was abusing me and why she was that way. And I said, I understand, but at the same time, that's not fair to me, because I didn't abuse you. That's a problem that you have with your brother, not with me. You know, don't take that out on me. I did nothing to you. You know what I mean? And like I said, she's probably watching this video, or she probably has other people watching it, but that's not my problem. Like, I'm an honest person. You know, I'm not a saint, that's for sure, but I know that God knows that I mean well. You know, that's why I'm making these videos, to tell you guys about what I've experienced. I'm not bashing my aunt. I'm just saying this is what I went through. Period. So yeah, and then I remember she hated when I was happy. Like, I remember, because something was going on, and she was saying, like, why are you always smiling, or why do you have to, like, be happy, or something like that. And I said, because I want to feel good. And she's like, well, why do you want to feel good? I'm saying, because that's me. I don't want to feel bad. I know there may be things that happen in life, like, yeah, you may feel bad, but if I can avoid it, I will. But yeah, so just to wrap this up, because I don't want this video to be too long, but yeah, so that's the experience with narcissistic mothers and their daughters, because they abuse their sons, but with the daughters, they just are so jealous. Like, they envy you, they're jealous, they're competing, they don't want you to do better than them, they don't want you to outdo them, they don't want you to succeed. And yeah, it's terrible. And I think with my aunt, she has really affected me in the worst way, because I felt like this, because at the time I was 17, and so I'm still, like, growing up, I'm still developing myself, and being abused, that set the tone for me accepting narcissistic partners. But luckily I'm older now, I'm wiser, so now I can read those red flags and then move on, and, like, not let it get me down. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. You can be honest, like, if you feel differently, let me know, and it is what it is. But also, if you wanted to book a coaching session, email me at livenarcfree9@gmail.com. Also, if you'd like to leave a donation, you're more than welcome to do that. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Follow me on Instagram, livenarcfree, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.